Hello, Ash class. Welcome to our English lesson today. So on Friday, we looked at features of persuasive language, and we got to watch a really nice video with Greta Thunberg. And today, we're going to be looking at figurative language and trying to spot it in the text garbage guts that we've been reading this term. So figurative language could be anything from similes, such as the shark's tooth was like a knife, alliteration, which is the black bug bit a black bear, or onomatopoeia, which is where the word sounds like the action is doing. So this can be seen with animal sounds or often seen in comic books or cartoons. So the first thing we're going to be looking for in our text are similes. And similes is where we compare one thing with a different kind of thing. So for example, you might hear somebody say, "You were as brave as a lion." So they're comparing the person to a lion. And the reason people use similes in their writing is to make the image more vivid or more striking. You can always spot a simile because it will use the word as or like. So there's a few examples just below. You might see them use "he is as strong as an ox," "life is like a box of chocolates," or "it was as cold as ice." The second thing we're going to be looking for today is alliteration. And this is when the word starts with the same letter and sound. But the words don't have to be right next to each other. You might have another word in the middle with a different sound. And the reason we use alliteration is because it sounds really nice when we say it, and it always gets the reader's attention. So we've got a few examples below where we've got "Gary grumpily gathered the garbage," "those lazy lizards are lying like lumps," and "Paula planted pretty pink poppies in the pot." And the last thing we're going to be looking out for is something called onomatopoeia. And we looked at this briefly last term. And this is when words sound like objects or actions they're describing. And there's a few examples of this. And we can normally see onomatopoeia being used when we use machine noises, animal noises, or the most common one is action sounds. There's a few on the right-hand sound down there, and these ones are normally taken from comic books where we have things such as boom, zap, and pop. So they're describing the actions that are made. So your activity today is I've taken 3 short snippets from Garbage Guts, and your job is to try and find some similes, some alliteration, and if you can, try and find some onomatopoeia and underline it with a ruler if you can. If not, you can shade it in using a coloured pencil.